After 264 days from the Daytona 500, finally, we have crowned a champion. Kyle Larson and that 5 team take the Bill France Cup. What a weekend it was. Ryan Flores and I are going to break that down right here on Sack and Pennies today. It's going to be a long one, so buckle up and let's go.
Stacking them deep, selling them cheap.
It tastes like gasoline, rubber, and victory.
We're just out here stacking pennies.
Okay. Hey, guys. Well, we're all done. We're all done. After 38 weeks, Kyle Larson raises the big trophy. I don't even know where to begin because we have a lot to get into. First off, coming off a red eye, Monday night, landed at 7:15 a.m., came right in here to studio to let this thing rip alongside my buddy Ryan Flores. How's it going?
Great. I'm excited to be in the off season.
Dude, red eyes are worse.
Red eyes stink, bro.
Oh my God.
So we fly back. I was home at 2 a.m. Monday morning, so Sunday night. It messed my whole week up because I fall asleep on the plane, and then I get home and like your adrenaline's kind of still kicking from the day, and I just sit and decompress. I saw 3:30 before I got in bed. I got out of the shower and opened like the bathroom door, and Crew was walking in because his internal clock was off because of daylight saving. I'm like, uh-oh. Because you know when a 5-year-old's walking in, like there's a good chance they're not going back to sleep. I'm like, no sleep for me.
So the one interesting thing, the cool thing about Phoenix weekend, I actually like the awards being a couple days after in the same place. Like Miami used to be when it was different, like people just go home after the race like it's any other week. But there were some people out running and gunning on Sunday night, and we'll tell those stories off the record because it was something else.
Yeah.
Rarely do you see out
being in Vegas.
You liked it being in Vegas?
Did you ever go to Vegas?
No.
But we won the championship.
I never got invited.
Yeah, we won the championship with Tony Stewart in 2011, and we went to Vegas, and Mobile One was a sponsor, and the Mobile One people were
fired up.
It looked like we went to some club the first night we were there, and when they bring out bottles, they have like fireworks. It looked like the 4th of July. And the problem was everybody went so hard the first night, the rest of the trip was miserable.
Tires were burned off.
But I don't know, man. It is. I think it's cool that you do it right after the season because it's kind of gets into a weird spot where you like have 2 weeks off and then you go to the banquet. So yeah, sure some people are having some fun out there.
Let's go ahead and just knock through some stuff here. So we flew out on Wednesday. Truck guys, we were practicing on Thursday, raced on Friday, qualified 12th, drove to 6th.
I'm going to say this. I think you do a good job in the truck.
Thanks.
I feel like you should race trucks.
Here's the thing.
I think you could be a truck champion if you do it.
I could. I just don't want to.
Well, what the hell else you going to do?
Carbon fiber, hang out on the weekends. I don't know. I
just feel like you've worked to be a race car driver. And you're a good race car driver, and you haven't really had a great ride. Like you've had great opportunities, but like they haven't always. Really. I mean, people will come on here and be like, "You drove the 9 car." But anyway,
for 3 days.
But I feel like you can get into a situation where you could be really good, and like I think that you owe it to yourself to pursue some sort of decent ride in something.
There is no decent ride that is worth.
Not if you keep coming on here and telling everybody you don't want to do it.
There's no ride that's not bought anymore. There's not one. There's 25 seats available to get paid to drive a race car, whether it's Cup Series. There's one Xfinity seat that's paid. And there's maybe one truck available that you get paid to drive around in circles. Everything else legitimately is bought and paid for.
I don't know.
And I'm not going to
I feel like there's something that you could do. I didn't realize Justin Haley was going to go to Dodge. I thought that was like a no thing, and then it became a thing. Good for him.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that was announced. Was it Daniel Zai?
Like yesterday?
Justin Haley, yeah.
Oh, because we had Chris Rice on Sirius the other day, and they're like, yeah, we should have a place for Justin. Wish him the best.
Well, because at that time they had Chris Eckes signed up.
And what happened?
In the 11th hour, blew it up, said he didn't want to do it.
That could have been you, bro. But you said no.
Yeah, it just doesn't get me excited. Sure, could we go run top 5 every week in Truck Series? Yeah, but that just I don't know, I just don't want to do it.
Okay. Did you have fun in the truck this week?
No. we 12th to 6th, lose 15 spots on pit road, drive back to 6th, lose 10 spots on pit road, drive back to 6th, Caution comes out, finish 7th. That was our day. That has been our day every single truck race. So that Spire chapter is now completely closed. One last paycheck coming in and moving on.
Yeah.
It was a good one. It's been real and it's been fun. So Corey Heim gets the dub. I'm glad that the entire social media that is NASCAR didn't burn down on Friday night. It almost did, because my man had an absolute monster of a corner.
When I saw Scotty Zip put 4 on it, I was like, oh no, he's far back. And then this restart, I was like, holy moly.
Yeah.
But everybody was making a big deal about him laying back.
No,
like,
he did
shut
exactly
up.
what it did.
Pick something else. Pick something other in your life other than NASCAR to be mad about. 7 wide.
It was wild, dude. That was a monster move.
My favorite.
I don't really understand why trucks can run the bottom like that where Cup cars can't. It's got to be downforce. Because the groove in the race, it's also nighttime too, so the track's going to have some more grip. But the trucks could run like 3 grooves to the bottom, like just under green.
I mean, you can see the rocks like kicking up off the car. He's lucky he didn't run over like a scorpion down there.
No kidding.
Probably did. But there's the other thing too. Is that these trucks, when they get next to each other, like when they're 7 wide, like the 9 had the bail because he had no side force at all.
Right.
They're where the Cup cars can run side by side and not get out of shape. It's worse when you're behind them. And the other thing too is, like, we'll talk about Denny's last restart in the Cup car. The truck guys miss it, and the Cup guys don't miss it very much. So
yes. Yeah.
Like there's just no, like, when I was like, man, Danny's gonna have to get in this first corner. He's not getting by anybody.
Right.
Where the truck guys, you can kind of make runs, and it seems like
you can put guys in a bad spot and they'll lift.
Yeah.
Cup guys just don't lift.
Yeah, but I loved, like, I don't think it's spoken enough about Scott Zipadelli and his, like, just how dominant his trucks are. The drivers get a lot of the credit, but when they went to him on the box and they're like, I can't believe you put 4 on it. And he's like, well, I've thought about this a time or two.
Yeah.
And they're like, can you believe that restart? He's like, no, we've talked about this. Like,
multiple times.
It's not, none of this is by accident.
Yeah.
And he's like, of course you put 4 tires on there. There's no other play. And I was like, what a dog.
Yeah. Yeah. And the amount of confidence he has, obviously the year he has, it's easy to just know everything you do, no matter what you do, right, wrong, or different, is going to work out and be good and be the right decision. When you have Corey Heim driving it and the truck's as good as the 11 car with Scott.
Well, it's been Brett Moffitt driving. He's won with. Austin Hill.
Yeah.
You list the guys that have driven for him, and they all win. Yeah. Not taking anything away from Corey Heim. Crushed it. I'm interested to see where Toyota places him. Yeah. Because I think that he needs to be in like a full-time Gibbs Xfinity car, but to your point earlier, right? Like, it's how do you get there without the funding? Like, Toyota's got to do something there.
Make a spot for him.
Because he's the next one going to Cup.
Yeah.
Like, if you look at what Hocevar did coming out of truck straight in the Cup, I would put him right in a Cup car somewhere if they had a spot. Like, if Denny said, hey, I don't want to race tomorrow.
That's the guy.
That's the guy you got to promote.
Yeah.
Because if Denny's like, if he pulls a Carl Edwards, everybody's talking about.
I mean, I saw him on Sunday night. I'm like, man, Denny and Corey. But so I was like, sorry. That was your day.
On Denny?
Yeah.
It's just racing, man. There's always going to be one mayhem final. And it would just happen to be the last ever one.
With a single race playoff.
I get frustrated with our media members.
Ooh, let's get on the soapbox. I've been wanting to.
Because
let's go.
You can't be pissed off at Jesse Love and pissed off for Denny.
Yeah.
Right? Like, or happy for one. Like,
yes.
Jesse Love, you and everybody, man, it's just like these trigger words where it's like,
he deserved. Who didn't deserve?
One race.
Right.
It's not one race. You have to earn your whole season to get to the one race. Like, it's a whole body of work to get there.
Yes.
The stresses and the emotions that go into that final race, especially on Sunday, like, it felt like an event. There's so many people there. The energy was high, and just that anxiety and the pressure of racing for a championship on Sunday at Phoenix or Homestead, wherever it was in the Final Four. I was lucky enough to do it 3 times with the Cup car and 4 times with the Xfinity car, and there's nothing like it. Nothing. So I'm bummed that that's going to go away. But what I'm more bummed at is, like, some of our media members that just find a way to poo-poo on it just because they want to. Like, I feel like this is getting changed because of our media members.
1,000%.
And they go, well, the fans think this. The fans think this. Well, the fans are basing their opinion off of what you guys say because you have the loudest soapbox. Yep. So, like, what are we doing?
The list of things that the sport is trying to do better and would like to change if it was an easy change is fairly long. But there's also a list of things that the sport does really well. And if we just hyper-focus on the list of cons, the things that the sport, through all of the broadcast partners and OEMs and teams and drivers, everybody's going to have their own opinion on how NASCAR should do it. And now, I've used this analogy on the show, I think. If I ask you, Ryan, right, I'm starting this carbon fiber shop. You've started business. If I ask you, and we're going to sit here and whiteboard a business plan, and I ask you, hey, Ryan, I appreciate your interest. I want you to input your opinion on what I should do. And we spend a couple hours a week and we whiteboard this thing out. And then after we spend all that time, I look at it and be like, no, all those are dumb. I'm not doing it. You'd be pissed off, right? That's kind of what NASCAR is doing to the fans. They have opened it up. We got fan councils. We got all this stuff. We're trying to be transparent. Where the NFL doesn't do that. The NFL is not listening to the fans and changing the length of the field. They're not changing the plays.
I had the thought this morning that we change a lot as a sport.
To cater to the fans.
Based on social media.
Yes.
Yeah.
When people on social media, take offense if you like, have zero equity in the sport, zero skin in the game.
We got here for a reason.
Yes.
We got to this finals for a reason. Like, we got away from. We've done that. But the sport has always been a circle.
It's like a circle.
And that's not just from a competition side, but that's from like setting the cars up, aerodynamic stuff, driving styles, tires. Like, it goes in a circle.
Yes.
It's never a linear graph. But we got to this finale
because fans wanted drama.
Well, and just because it's exciting. Now, is there a way that we tweak it to make it better? I don't care. I just want. Here's what it is. Go perform.
It also, the sport can't be everything for everybody all the time.
It can't be. A friend to everybody is an enemy to themselves.
Or a friend to none.
Yeah.
And that's what, like, there is no way to, even, like, and you and I have very similar upbringings. My idea of what a good race is might be different than yours. Everybody's opinion of what a quote-unquote good race is going to be different. Now, also, on Gluck, there hasn't been one race since he's been doing that poll that I've voted no. Because there's things that you could appreciate if you really dug down deep, whether somebody kicks their ass and laps the field, you could appreciate that. Or if somebody, like Sunday, caution comes out, the guy who hasn't led a lap all day, the guy who, funny enough, has the most points for 36 races, wins the championship.
We're pissed off because the one guy who performed on Sunday didn't win, but we're mad the day before because the guy who did perform on Sunday lost. You know, it's like, what are we doing?
Hang on a second. Why you can't pick and choose?
And
whichever way the wind blows.
It's a full race. Like, you have to, like, it came down to the end, and the whole team had to decide. And we're going to have Cliff Daniels on here in a little bit. He was talking about his guys back at the shop that
forced him to do right twice.
Called him to. So that's a full team win. We want to say, yes, Denny and those guys prepared a great car and they executed a great day.
Great weekend.
Shout out to them when they had a flat too, taking care of it that quickly, not dumping track position. They just were flawless. But sometimes, man, you get beat.
Yeah.
And that's like being pissed off at a goal line stand for the Super Bowl. Like,
right.
Like I don't know. I like Gluck a lot, but I think he stirs a lot of shit. And some of this is his fault. But I vote yes on his poll
all the time,
just to skew the numbers, just to get my one number. My vote counts.
Well, because every race is a good race. Every race, sure. Does every ending make me want to stand up and get down and bite my fingernails and watch the end of it? No, but and obviously I have a unique perspective because I've been doing it for a long time and I know how hard it is. But if you're like, I just don't, there is so Martinsville is a great example. I look at the poll and it was like 75% yes, 25% no. That Martinsville race had everything that you could ever want in a race.
Phoenix did as well.
Yes. It had some long green runs, green flag pit stops.
Drama with tires.
Can we get on that soapbox for a minute too? I'm going to jump off one Arctic Cooler soapbox to the next Arctic Cooler soapbox, because all the drivers, megaphones, we want softer tires to give away. We want softer tires to give up. We want to we need to be able to be better than everybody on tire conservation, except for when
I don't think anybody bitched about it, did they?
I'm sure the fans about it.
I don't know. I thought everybody kind of applauded.
I love it. I love the fact that if you bring too much rear camber and you don't put enough air in them tires, they're going to blow out. And if you want to go into the danger zone and find a little grip, it's there if you want it, but it's going to bite you in the ass.
Yeah.
And Goodyear, round of applause, Goodyear.
Yeah. For the whole year, not just for right now.
Yeah, dude.
For the whole year. They've made, the racing has been better everywhere.
Yeah.
That they've brought new tires to. Richmond, Martinsville.
Yep.
You know, all of it
Loudon.
that we've kind of complained about.
Phoenix,
man, I love, listen, I've won the last couple championships, and I thought it was stale. It was very straightforward. And after, lap 40 to go, you're not putting tires on again, right? It's just like one of those days, you just go there.
Yep.
And you have 5 solid pit stops, and you walk yourself to the stage. That's kind of been our MO the last 3 years.
Right.
But this year it was like, no. You better be ready for everything at all times.
And the best NASCAR product is when teams show up to the racetrack thinking one thing's going to happen, and then another thing happens, and they get punched in the mouth, and who can overcome it? And we saw the 19 team, they got punched in the mouth from Mike Tyson about 17 times, and somehow they were still in contention at the end of the day.
I didn't get to watch practice. He had practice tire issues too. Holy mackerel!
Two of them?
He had one. The 19 or 99 had 2.
Dang it!
But all of them.
He got lucky.
He got lucky. 16 car just kept crashing. He looked cool. Celsius car looked cool.
And they got a lot of TV time because he was involved in 3 wrecks. Oh, dude, I hate it because he chunked it too. Hard.
There's nothing worse though when you're in the championship 4 and you go into practice and it doesn't go well. Because you're it's instant adrenaline dump. You're and then you're kind of worried the whole time, but you got to get over it. Here's Allmendinger copy and paste crashes. They were just one.
Literally.
This is practice.
That's a whole new meaning to hitting your marks.
Yeah.
No, I meant hit your marks on the track, not the same mark on the wall.
On the outside fence.
Ooh. Pop the left front or right front?
Right front went down.
Oh. At that point, you just let off the brakes and ride it off on the fence.
Yeah, maybe I'll get a vacation. Boom!
No, he's not limping. He just walks on his toes. That's just AJ.
And then fast forward to Sunday.
Oh, man. Pow.
So I was in-car camera here running along with AJ. Oh, man, seen this movie before. Boo! Oh, dude, that hurts so bad. So, rabbit trail right quick. So, NASCAR asked me to drive the EV for some exhibition stuff. We did some pit crew competitions out in the fan experience.
I was not invited to the pit crew competition.
And then
burnt about that.
You should be burnt. So, then we repped some laps last night. That was a blast. I'll probably break that down in a little bit. But I was in the ABB suite. So, the ABB is a company that kind of I believe they're the sponsor of the Formula E series. They have a big presence, and they're on that EV car. I was in the suite doing a little meet and greet there when that happened. And if you notice, the 16 car hits the ABB sign on the wall, and all the brass were like, "Hey, we got some TV time." I'm like, "Hang on a second, hey, let me just remind everybody that freaking hurts."
There's a human sitting in there.
There's a human being sitting in there, and he just stuck it in the fence about 40 G's. But yeah, congrats on the TV time. What else we got? There was a couple. I mean, there was tires going down. This was the 88 was a massive break. He spins out here. Massive break for who was it? The 19 had a right rear flat at the same time.
Yeah, man, it was all about when it was going to happen here or when it was going to happen to somebody else. Like the 11, that was crazy. That it went flat coming to pit road.
Well, caution comes out with the 88 spinning out, and 10 seconds later, that happens. I'm like, oh my goodness, what a break for the 19 team.
Yeah, it was good for that. And then what James Small say? What was his quote? We're something at digging ourselves out of a hole. Basically, we're built for this, and they did, man.
Twice they drove from the back to the front twice. The 5 here, right front down.
Yeah, I was like, man, he's out
under
of it.
green. And then I think somebody ended up blowing right front and sticking to the fence, bringing the yellow out. 19.
But he had to take a lucky dog or a wave.
The 19 here, he was far enough ahead of the 5 where when they put tires on it, he got the lucky dog. The 5 had to take a wave.
Man, this is so hard to pit.
It was hectic too It was hectic to watch because there was just stuff going on everywhere. Kind of green flag sequence started on at the same time as well. And then the caution that really ended, I think J.J. Yeley, I believe, was the yellow here.
Yeah, dude, it was crazy. It was like when your number was going to be called. I watched a 2-car wreck. Like, I had fun. It was a lot of pit stops. I love pitting at Phoenix. There's a lot of room to do great pit stops. And it was just fun to pit, but then also to just.
It was awesome.
Ooh, here's 24. That was a crazy one. He just blew it right rear and just
right front.
All right, yeah, he blew it right front.
Yeah.
Or it was right rear.
Right front.
Was it?
Yeah.
I don't go back to that. I thought it was a right rear.
No. It was right front.
Anyway, so
regardless
it was mostly
of the tire, the 24 Rex brings out the yellow. 3 miles away from Denny Hamlin's first career and 61st win, first career championship. And there was a. Let's have a listen.
Oh, as soon as he lifted, he knew he was in
trouble.
Oh, full lock.
Boom.
Hitting the wall.
Man, it's tough.
I was watching him race the 12, and I was like, man, 12's pretty good, but 12's cutting him a lot of breaks here. But when the caution came out, I was like, oh, this is the one.
Everybody was on their feet, so I was watching it in the NASCAR suite. The stars were out, too.
People were really excited about Sydney Sweeney.
I can understand why.
So in the 38 truck, they're like, where's she going to be? Who's she going to be with? I'm like, she's going to be with the 12. Oh, I don't know. I'm like, I know. I was sitting, whoever the guy who was going to marry her, I don't know, it was big news. They broke up. I don't really know. I'm not good with pop culture, dude. I'm like the worst. But
your wife's
he was
the
at
best.
Homestead, and he was like sitting on the wall with me at the beginning of the race. And I was like, who is that? And they got Sydney Sweeney's fiance. I was like, oh, good for him.
Yeah, great for him.
So they're like friends. So they're gonna. Blaney, he flew back with us, and he said that they had her in a room in the media center, kind of away from everybody, and he went in there and was talking to her, and he walked in the driver's meeting, and Noah was like, "Where's your girl?" And he was like, "They're hiding her from you."
Yeah, dude.
And they said the minute she walked in, Noah was like, "Let me get a picture." He's the funniest dude.
Well, I heard it looked like a video I saw that Austin Dillon was the matchmaker.
He was.
He literally grabbed William Byron by the collar and like, bro, get over here. William didn't want to do it. He was a little bit nervous and shy. I don't blame him.
They just moved Hocevar out of the way.
Yeah,
get out of the way, Hocevar.
Give him a stiff arm. Sophie Cunningham, met her in the NASCAR suite as well. She is Caitlin Clark's sidekick with the Fever.
Oh, she's a basketball player.
I
don't know anything.
They're in some CBA dispute, collective bargaining agreement dispute. So I guess they're all WNBA players are free agents at the moment.
Okay.
Like all of their contracts are void. I don't know.
Okay.
Who else was out there?
There's a lot of like influencer type people.
Yeah,
for sure. It just feels special, man. The final race
it's a big deal.
I think they called it the most. Who was it? Maybe Chris Gale was like, "We about won the biggest race in NASCAR history. It's bigger than the Daytona 500 now." And I was like, "Wow."
I think it is to the competitors.
It's different. It's apples and oranges. So like, I don't even want to go down that road. It's a different deal. The Daytona 500 is its own thing.
Yeah.
And it's very special to win it, no matter if you win it because you dominated or if everybody wrecks on the last lap like William Byron and you win. It doesn't matter how you win Daytona 500.
It's a big deal.
But Phoenix, man, the championship race when you're in the Final Four, I can't say it enough. There's nothing like it. I don't think there's anything like it in sports. You know, we saw Game 7 on Saturday night, and that's like amazing to watch. And this was the same way. You know, I almost like think about it like, what if the Blue Jays led the whole game and then they hit a home run at the end? Well, that's not fair. They hit a home run in the ninth inning.
Yeah.
They dominated the whole game.
That's exactly what it is.
Well, we're going to change it. If you're winning by 3 after the 5th, we're calling it.
And in this instance, but we're going to change it the next time that somebody deserves it more to cater to that person.
Not to get back down the rabbit hole,
cater to what I want.
We talked about how we got here, and you brought up Kenseth winning the championship without winning a race, and then Jimmy going on the domination spree that he went on. That's when it started changing.
Yeah.
And what's crazy when you look back at all that is Denny was in the mix in that Jimmy Johnson era. Of like, he's been doing it for so long at such a high level. So you said you saw him out. Was he bummed?
He was big bummed. I mean, we're kind of seeing his interview. Currently, when we're recording this, they're doing media on Tuesday before the awards. And you can tell all of the wind is out of that guy's sails, because it is 38 weeks of build-up, 38 weeks of prep, all you got, chasing after it. And he got as close. He had it, right? He had it literally in his hands, and it was, I'm sure in his perspective, was taken away. And he has the right to feel that way.
Dude, even after you win the championship, it's like, man, all right. When it comes back around, you're like, all right, got to get back on the horse. Like, it's just a long, grueling season. Not like, okay, physically, whatever, but mentally and emotionally.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, it's grueling. And when you're just like, mercy.
But there's just like, from the people, from the drivers, all the way down, even the people working at NASCAR, all the people that work for any individual in any team, road crew guys. If you haven't traveled on the road, you don't understand. You just don't.
Media member, like these guys, like everybody.
You just don't, like, you don't get it. And there's so many different players and variables that are in play when they're trying to make decisions, trying to make change to the sport. I don't envy the spot NASCAR is in. I believe they're going to end up on a pretty good solution for playoffs. I have no inkling what that is, but it's not going to look like a one-race winner-take-all type scenario, I believe. And I'll give my input one last time on that. I've kind of changed on this. I think a 10-race chase with your playoff points to start. And there could be one guy with the potential. He could clinch it in 10 weeks if he needs, if he can. But you start your chase with your playoff points from the crew through the year and all the way through Homestead. That's my vote.
I don't care.
Doesn't matter.
I don't care what it is. Let's just line them up and go race.
I'll tell you too. It doesn't matter whatever NASCAR does, but because there's going to be a large percentage of fans that don't agree with whatever they do.
I'm not like, dude. That's like, it's okay to not have an opinion and just enjoy the racing for what it is.
You need to get on social
media.
It's not, and you need to about it, because
anyway,
that's how change comes.
It apparently does.
Yeah.
So we'll move on and we'll see what's next.
So
I'll tell you this.
That is one of the questions.
The Brad Keselowski I worked for would have won that race.
Jeez.
But when you're not sharpening your spear and running for wins every week, it's you just lose. Like you find ways to lose, and you get like the moment becomes too big. You see guys that are in long winless streaks. Like he just drove in the 3 too deep, and Blaney was like hook, line, sinker, lifted a little early and drove by him. And I was like, man, we've won. I remember winning races like that with Brad.
Yeah.
But it gets to where you've got so much on your plate and you're trying to do more and more, and it doesn't happen, man.
Well, he had been outside the top 10 all day, cycles to the lead, front row. Guys are racing for a championship behind him, blew it into 3, because generally speaking, that's the move, is kind of like driving in deep so nobody can get to your bumper, and hopefully you got enough space to where you can drag race to the line, but the 12 just outrapped him.
Well, you got to know that Blaney isn't, like, he's the king of not putting people in bad spots or running anybody.
Yeah.
Park that thing on the bottom.
Right.
And he's not going to put the 5 in vulnerable position.
Right.
But listen, we say all that Monday morning quarterbacking, but I'm just like, man, Joey said it a long time ago. He's like, listen, if you don't run in the top 5 every week, it's hard to win. You have to be up there playing the restart games, knowing what's going to happen, knowing how to race each other, and then you'll win. But if you just try to...
I'll be honest, I watched it with obviously intent, like standing up in the suite watching it. I had no idea who won the race. Didn't care. Like your eyes were on the 5 and the 11.
TV did not care much either.
And actually I saw Lee after the race, Lee Diffie. And he said, yeah, I've been, seeing a little bit of flack on on social media, but the story is not the guy that won the story is the guy that wins the championship.
That's it.
35 races boil down to this, and one guy wins the championship, and it's not whoever wins the race.
Especially in dramatic fashion the way it was done.
Yes.
So if you, that's another one, like, let's just pick something to get mad about. It wasn't on TV.
Dude.
We are, like, I don't know, I feel like we're being a little bit negative picking on people on social media, but you need to be checked because the sport's great. It's healthy. The race this weekend was exciting, and we have swayed as an industry NASCAR to go a different direction. And I, as a competitor, I don't like when I go race short track stuff, there's always the guys at the end of the drivers meeting that go up and they're whispering to the officials. Oh, what about this one? If you got a question, ask it.
Yeah, raise your
I've
hand.
never asked for special favor from a promoter or anybody in my life.
Yeah.
Tell me the rules. Let's build the mousetrap and go race it. But there's always people, well, I'm not happy that he won. I want this. Oh, this pisses me off. That's not fair. No, dude, what are the rules?
Yeah.
How's it going to go?
Yeah.
Who's going to perform? So,
and the league needs to make the rules based off what they want, the direction of the sport. Because ultimately, it's the France family and leadership of NASCAR whose neck is on the line for the overall future and the success of the sport. And you can make there's a lot of stuff out there to look at. And this is another rabbit hole we're going to go down. The worst thing that NASCAR didn't want to happen through this whole lawsuit was their books become public that happened last week. And I didn't think it was like, I was like, all the other leagues are making, $1 billion or more. The rev share based off of what the league's making in NASCAR is pretty fair. Nobody's
why are we going here?
Because I thought about it and I wanted to go down it.
Okay.
Like, nobody is twisting the team's arm to build a $30 million shop. Nobody's twisting the team's arm to spend $25 million when you can really go operate a cup team at $16 to $18 million bucks, and be the real funny ones are the ones that are reading like these P&L sheets and taking the incorrect numbers and thinking that a charter's only making $5 million. Those are the ones that really make me chuckle, because a good team's anywhere from 11 to 13 million bucks, and then you go sell $4 or $5 million in sponsors, and you're operating at an 18, 19 million dollar budget. It's a pretty big business. And we'll do a stacking pennies financial breakdown episode later on with somebody smarter than us. But the worst thing that NASCAR didn't want to happen this week with their books becoming public, and it wasn't as egregious as what a lot of people, I believe, had hoped for. And I am still, as many, interested in what the outcome. It doesn't seem like a settlement. There was a lot of chatter. Settlement this week was going to come out. They were going to announce it before the race. They wanted to put it to bed. Crickets on that.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I hope it just all settles down some way. It's going to be messy either way.
Yeah.
It's way above my pay grade. I just know that none of these cup owners live in my neighborhood. Live in way nicer neighborhoods than mine.
They ain't flying coach.
But yeah, we're all victims of. We're all products of ourselves too, right? If you give us $1 million price cap, we're going to find a way to spend $3 million.
Yeah.
Right. We're going to find a way around it. We're racers, so we try to save ourselves from ourselves. I don't understand the financial side of it. I don't want to. I stay in my lane. I just hope it all gets settled, and whatever happens in the lawsuit, I just hope that NASCAR as a whole, the teams, like not as a company, but the whole industry, becomes stronger for it. And that's all I'll say about it. I'm not educated enough. I read Bob Proctor's Twitter and get about 3/4 of the words, and that does not entitle me to have an opinion when I'm not educated in it. So steering clear of it. But we got Cliff Daniels and Kyle Larson on tap. They're calling in now.
I mean, they're the man of the hour. Let's not make them wait anymore. Cliff Daniels, crew chief of the 5, and his driver Kyle Larson coming up right after this. Okay, in the middle of their media rounds, we are joined by, not only is it 2-time now Cup Series winning crew chief, but he is the MVP of the Balls and Dolls Kickball League from a lifetime ago. One of the best leaders on pit road, and now a newly crowned champion. Please welcome to the show, Cliff Daniels.
What's up, fellas? How's it going?
It's going good. Hey, you look a little bit more spry on Tuesday than you did the last time you won a championship. So how's the celebration been going?
Celebration's been great. So when does this air? Does this air today or is it
I don't know. Whenever they cut it up.
Tuesday,
Okay.
Wednesday is the video form.
I got you. Well, I was going to tell you a funny story. We were just doing rehearsal, and they shared with me one of the questions that Adam Alexander is going to ask me later during the Cup banquet, which is, Kyle told us before the race that he really wanted to win so that Cliff could, have a chance to celebrate and relax.
And remember.
And so Kyle was disappointed that they told me this question in advance. And so my initial reaction was like, okay, hold on a minute. For the record, Kyle did not want us to win so that I could celebrate and relax. He wanted the celebration to go the last way that the previous celebration went, where a day and a half later I was still in the hospital after the celebration. That is what he was hoping for this one. So let's just say we didn't quite get to that level. If that was an 11 out of 10, we probably got to, 7 or 8.
Is it true you woke up in the hospital with Jeff Gordon sitting next to you?
Here's the picture. Here's the whole story. So whatever time I lost consciousness, I have no idea. I wake up, double IVs,
Yes.
and immediately, start to get sick. And sitting in a chair beside me in the hospital room, as I'm getting sick, trying to even understand where I am and what's going on, Jeff Gordon just starts laughing, clapping. He's like, "This is great. This is great. I love this moment." And I'm just over here holding a trash bag. And Jeff, I have no idea where I am. I have no idea how I got here. He was like, "This is exactly what I wanted. This is great."
That's what happens.
So there it is. There's the story.
It's a classic tale when asphalt guys try to hang with sprint car guys. It's a classic thing.
That's right. Well, the problem is with asphalt guys, when you get the right rear a little bit out, you overcorrect and just spray
tank
front.
slap.
So that's what happened.
Man. Well, I'm glad you lived to tell a tale. And I can't
Yes.
I feel like that's a scene. It should be a scene in the Days of Thunder 2 movie. Is like when your crew chief wakes up, that went full pull next to your car.
Full pull. And you guys know my wife very well. She's more than understanding. She is kind and patient as she can possibly be. One of the toughest parts was no one had told her any of this. And so she knew we were going to be out celebrating, whatever. So we get all the way to almost noon of the next day before she even knew that I was in the hospital. And oh, by the way, she was at that point, I guess 8.5 months pregnant with our son. So at the time, here she is, she's home, she's pregnant. She has no idea where her husband is, just one. No one had reached out to her. So the toughest part was having to make that phone call. And
shout out Shannon, because she also knows the amount of, it's all consuming, right? Especially when you're leading a cup team that is expected to go out and win every single week, win championships, and then delivering on that. Is it a feeling of kind of relief when it happens? Like, what are you feeling when all the dust settles? You're like, oh my God, we just won the championship.
Relief for sure. There was a lot of emotions for us, and for me personally, on Sunday. I think a lot of our season was, well documented with how we started strong, had some really dominant races early in the year. Man, June, July, and August were tough and certainly counted out by a lot of measures. And then behind the scenes, we had our pit crew change that was back in April. We had a lot of just other, let's just say, challenges, personal challenges that guys had been through, a lot of, really personal family stories and things that took place. And then at Hendrick Motorsports, it wasn't too dissimilar. June, July, and August were pretty tough for HMS. So what hit me so much on Sunday was just the resilience of so many people, the guys on the 5, the guys at HMS, and everybody just for pulling through and pulling strong when, by any metric you wanted to look at, we should have been counted out. We could have been counted out. And then William and Rudy had their resilient win at Martinsville. And then for the 5 team, after just an ugly day, Sunday, and you probably heard me say this, if there was anything that we did well, what was the most beautiful thing about our day is that we never quit, we never gave up. We had to take the wave around. Young Money won the Cup Series championship on scuff right side tires. The second time we took rights was scuffs, just horrible, ugly. Do whatever it takes.
And 100 lap left sides, right? I mean, the left
and
side.
100 lap left sides.
Yeah.
That's right. And so to put it all together, that was the wave of what hit me, on Sunday after the race.
Cliff, I don't know if you remember this, 2020, Darlington. We were talking about all the ass Jones you've given me throughout my life. One of them was, I said, hey, man, how's it going? And you said, it sucks, Ryan. I'm ready to quit. I haven't won a race with Jimmy Johnson. I'm a terrible crew chief. I want to go back late model racing. I think I'm going to build late models, and I'm done with this. We had that conversation, and a little bit more than a year later, just a couple weeks and a year later, you're a Cup champion for the first time. Now here you are the second time, and you speak about resiliency. Like, I think everybody knows who Cliff Daniels is now, right? The crew chief, the championship crew chief, the guy who gave the pep talk at the Coke 600, but they don't see the work that went into getting there. What has that ride been like from then? Like, you were pretty down and out in that moment to now. Like, what's your message?
Yeah, and that's, I honestly forgot about that story. So it's interesting you bring that up. And for me, I've raced against you guys for many years. I mean, we've known each other since the late 90s, early 2000s, when we were just kids growing up racing. And to come from the background where my parents put their heart and soul into our early racing career with myself and my sister Tiffany, bandoleros, legends, late models. We pushed so hard because we love the sport and we wanted to have a place in the sport. We ended up being on a very shoestring budget by the end, and eventually couldn't afford to keep racing. Had no idea what the rest of our career opportunities could even look like, because we thought it all had to be behind the wheel. Went to college. And I didn't start my first 2 years of college great. I ended up getting, I think, straight A's my junior and senior year. That really helped me see the vision that there could be a place for me in the sport beyond just driving. And then graduated. I was a mechanic for a little while, and then became an engineer. Went to Stuart Haas, went to Hendrick, was on the 48 with Chad and Jimmy. And the reason I'm going back so far to tell this whole story is for me, it's just been a journey of always having to work so hard, to push so hard, to hold myself to a high standard, that when you bring all that about, getting an amazing opportunity with Jimmy as his crew chief, I had put so much pressure on myself to live up to the expectation, to meet the standard, to do all the things that you would expect of somebody to be Jimmy Johnson's crew chief. And when you approached me and we had that conversation, I had beat up myself so hard for so many months of just trying to push myself and our team to provide that for Jimmy, knowing that was going to be his last year, that wanted to provide him with leading laps and winning races and being the Jimmy Johnson that we all know him to be on track. Man, it just wasn't happening. So that was a tough journey for me. And so then to know that we were going to get a new opportunity with Kyle coming in, uncertainty of what that was going to look like. A lot of our team was able to stay together to go push forward with Kyle behind the wheel. Obviously, was just a whole new kickstart of the journey. 2021 was a magical season. 2022 was tough. 23 was solid. 24 was solid, and then this year certainly was its own story of ups and downs. So for me, when you go back as far as what I just took this story, it's always been about just work ethic and the intrinsic factor of going and pushing yourself, pushing the people around you. I certainly have done it wrong at times, and you guys have seen me do it wrong, where I push too hard, push people too hard, haven't always had the right approach. I've certainly had to learn a lot about myself, about leadership, about inspiring and motivating people the right way, and not just demanding excellence, but helping people in their own journey to go achieve excellence. I've had to mature and learn a lot. Been thankful to have a lot of good people around me to help me with that journey, and that's what it's about. It's about having good people around you that you can grow and learn with, and go achieve great things together. So I'm certainly very humbled with the journey and what it's taken to get here, because it's been more than just been me. It's been a lot of good people around me.
I'm glad you bring up the point about learning how to be an effective motivator, right? An effective leader, because a crew chief now, I believe, wears multiple hats, many hats, hundreds of hats, right? I think the analogy of a crew chief now is the head coach, and he delegates responsibilities to the engineer for setups. He delegates different things to all of his staff underneath of him, and then also has to be a bit of a psychologist for the quarterback, i.e. the driver, right? Mm-hmm. And Larson's been on the podcast a couple times this year, and we talked about how May, the Coke 600 double weekend didn't go like he wanted to, clearly, right? He had a lot of people that he was trying to carry along with him. Everybody was rooting for him, and it just didn't go the way he wanted it to go. And he admitted a little bit, like, it did kind of hurt my confidence a little bit. So how much factor did you have of, like, hey, man, you're still one of the best drivers on the face of the planet here. Let's, like, lock back in because there's still this big prize that we're going to go win, and then you ultimately do. So what was that process from May through the lull of the equipment, a little bit of lack in speed at Hendrick, and then you get it all back and time it out at the right time?
Well, I think a lot of how we got to this point is really important, that we didn't miss a step along the way. And part of the steps that I'm glad we didn't miss was the pain. Honestly, I'm glad we didn't miss some of the pain and the struggle, because there's just a lot of being able to evaluate yourself, your team, your approach, your confidence that I think is important to build. For Kyle, we had a really great start to the season this year, and of course with dominant runs like at Bristol and Kansas, Homestead was a really good win for us. The month of May hurt, and it hurt confidence. We were also kind of going through a transition as a team with getting new guys up to speed and getting acquainted with the new pit crew. That the struggle provided us a really good opportunity to make sure we knew what we were about, and we knew what we wanted to do, and the right way to do it. And walking around with too much confidence that's maybe inflated can be damaging. Walking around with not enough confidence can be damaging, and we've certainly experienced both. We've been too high on the confidence scale. We've been too low on the confidence scale. Mr. Hendrick used to always tell everybody at HMS, when you're winning, you're not as good as you think you are. And when you're losing, you're not as bad as you think you are. And man, we had to learn both this year that I think was really important. And I say all that background because, there was times during the summer that I think the best thing I could have done was just to kind of let Kyle be and let him go experience. He still had a busy summer of dirt racing, and kind of experience some of this journey on his own without me being, knocking on his door all the time, and just let him kind of go walk through this journey. But what I knew was going to be really important, and part of the vision of how I wanted to put it all together, and I actually talked to our car chief, Jesse Saunders, about this a lot. I said, man, I want the message to get to Kyle through how we build our team through the struggle and build our team through the difficulty of the summer. So it just kind of got put on my heart, let's just say, that I wanted to do a bit of a journey with the team, of letting the team hear some of the very foundational things from another voice than mine. So I said, hey, we're going to read 3 books together as a team. We're going to read Extreme Ownership by Jocko Willink and Leif Babin. We're going to read The Art of War by Sun Tzu, and we're going to read Acres of Diamonds by Russell Conwell, because we're going to learn a couple key principles, and it's not just going to be from my voice. We're going to experience it together as the team and what we read. So with Extreme Ownership, all about accountability and ownership, do your job. Art of War, strategy, competition. Acres of Diamonds, there's diamonds in your own dirt. You don't have to go somewhere else to find diamonds. Make the most of your own opportunity. So we did that as a team, and Kyle was a part of that. Kyle read the books. I had a little, notes study guide that I gave everyone, knowing that, we weren't all going to read all the pages, and I just wanted everybody to kind of be able to get caught up. Kyle bought into that, and that wasn't me calling Kyle saying, hey man, be confident. Hey man, it wasn't my voice. It was our journey as a team. So we would meet for lunch every couple of weeks and talk through the books. Kyle either called in if he wasn't there in person, or he came when he could. And that was just a fun thing for us to do as a team, to get connected. Then at the end of it, I wanted a little less business for the team. So we went to GoPro, and it was the perfect day. It was hot, and one of my most fun times at GoPro Motorplex was, I think the 3 of us all got kicked out probably 10 or 15 years ago in the rain, and daggone it if we didn't do the same thing. It was a hot day, ended pouring down rain. Yeah, the whole 5 team ripping around GoPro Motorplex in the rain, complete disaster, total dumpster fire, everything you could want. A week or two later, we went and did paintball, which was Kyle's idea because he said everybody's probably going to want to shoot the shit out of you, Cliff. So we need to give him that opportunity. I said, let's do it. So we went and we played paintball and just kind of brought it all together. So I know I'm getting really long-winded, but it's a fun and a really cool story to tell from a lot of different angles. More than just me telling Kyle that he's the greatest driver in the world. We had to experience the journey together. It had to be more than just my voice. We had to do it with a great team, a great group of guys, do a little soul searching, do a little fun, blow off some steam, go wreck each other on go-karts, go shoot each other in paintball, and go bring it all together. And
It's a magic combination.
I still owe Larson one at GoPro Motorplex from the old D&Q days, I think. So if you ever go back out there with him, you can use mine up. Those quick kind of meetings, I think, where you all read a book together and you align the team is so important in the next gen era. I've been a part of it myself, of just the quick 5, 10, 30-minute lunches and meetings that just change the trajectory of your year. That's why I wanted, man, you talked about in your post-race of you want to take 4 tires, but your engineer's back at the shop telling you to do otherwise. What you kind of opened up, and listen, I'm a pit crew guy. I don't even know what that whole side looks like or what the war room looks like. I've sat in there a couple times when I wasn't at the track, but like, what does that look like? Everybody back at home and talking to you and making those decisions. Do you have percentages of what everybody else is going to do? Are they scanning other people to understand what they're going to do? Like, what is the education that goes into making that decision in the last pit stop?
Yeah, it's all the above that you described, and specifically for us, it starts on a Monday or a Tuesday when our team of engineers, they really dig through some of the reports that like GM provides us of race strategy. They give us, the last 3 or 4 events or last 3 or 4 years of the way the races have played out, how the cautions fall, what the decisions were made on pit road. And then, they try to forecast what the race is going to be in terms of fall off, predicted pit strategy. And of course, a big factor this week was the tire. We only had a small glimpse of this tire in the spring when it was the option tire. And then to come back, fully with this as the primary tire, presented some unknowns. And so on a Monday and a Tuesday, when our room of engineers starts to go through all of this data, both historical and then forecasted, we then meet on a Wednesday to try to paint the whole picture. And it's me in the room with our guys. We have a whiteboard, we have monitors with all this information up, and I'm kind of drawing out what it would look like on the whiteboard. And we start at lap 0. And at lap 0 of the race, here's how many tires, we sets of tires that we have, 1 set on the car, this many sets laying, and we just go through it. All right, caution at lap 5, stay. Caution at lap 10, maybe pit. 15, guaranteed to pit. Stage 1 was 60 laps, so from lap 15 to lap 59, we're guaranteed to pit for 4 because we would flip the stage the later it gets. And then we just walk through the whole progression of the race. So a lot of our framework is established on a Tuesday or a Wednesday, and we go through either on a 5 or a 10 lap increment of the whole race. And then what's fun about that is when you're sitting there looking at historical data points of, hey man, I forgot about that race in 2023 when the pit cycle was broken. And guys did make these different decisions, and guys that had pitted early, this is what happened to them and their chain of events. After the cycle was broken, they had to take the wave around, look like this. Then the other guys that benefited from the broken cycle, their chain of events look like this. It's really fun to do. We take about an hour and a half to go through that. And the reason I highlight that is that is really what builds their vision. And when I say they, the engineer's vision on a Sunday of what to see in the moment, like how to recognize what's there in the moment to make a call. Because it's more than just shooting from the hip on a Sunday for us. So much of it was built Monday through Wednesday, and especially that meeting that I'm describing. So then here we are in the moment, and typically I get a little conservative on a pit call because I know how good our pit crew is, and I just want to fire 4 tires at it, and I know those guys are going to run at 880, and I know that we're going to go +3 on a 4-tire pit stop if we're pitting from 12th to 13th. So I kind of want to take advantage of that and then be on a better tire situation to go march forward. But in this case, the engineers had looked at it. They knew that it was going to be an aggressive call. And really, in this case, what was an unforeseen call. There was no call of taking rights on the option tire in the spring race. Nobody had really taken rights throughout the race on Sunday. But you're going for a championship, and we're playing from behind. We're playing on our heels. I'm like, guys, I don't know. I think we take 4 here. We'll go +3 on pit road. We'll restart 8th and be fine. And they're like, why don't we just do something different? What would it look like on rights? And I barked back right away. Like, man, there's so many laps on our lefts. Like, isn't that going to be a death sentence? And they're like, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like my chances.
Right. Let's think about it. So, I had called out to the car that we were pitting. Car hits pit road, and everybody's looking at me because I still hadn't made the call. And when the car was, probably 10 or 15 stalls away, I made the call for rights. And that's why I wanted to give those guys so much credit. It wasn't just for them pushing me in the moment. They had laid the groundwork of how we wanted to look at our day. We knew within the last 50 laps of the race we had to take some risks. And they identified it when the moment was there. They pushed me, and obviously the rest played out the way it did.
Well, I mean, I'm loving the hell out of this conversation. I know you got probably places to be, but I'm going to ask you one more thing too. Something that Letarte had always told me when he was kind of plugged in with us Aspire a couple years ago, he would always tell his guys, when the playoffs started, 70 days of work straight, all in. From the time Darlington comes around, you're in it.
I saw Shannon at swim class a couple weeks ago, and she's like, I haven't seen Cliff in weeks.
Yeah, it's like it's just plugged in 100% all the time. And you mentioned about your Monday through Wednesday setting the table for what transpired on Sunday afternoon, but that even started Sunday night after Martinsville, where you brought a bag of dogs back to the fellas and said, "Hey guys, meet me at the shop." What was that like? Like, did you learn something about the tire? Did you learn something about a setup that you wanted to re-look at what the Phoenix setup is to kind of set the table for
maybe learn something about digestion, bringing those that far away?
Yeah, Tums.
I don't know.
Pepto.
There's a lot to unpack right here. There's a lot to unpack.
That's why I'm kicking it over to you.
Yeah, actually a different angle. It was actually engine related, and so this is where the story gets bigger. You can't run a fresh engine in the championship race in Phoenix. It has to be a sealed engine from a previous race. And everyone at the Hendrick Motorsports engine shop, we had a little different tweak to the spec of our engine going into Martinsville. So Martinsville was fresh builds in all the house cars, and we had this play that if anybody got locked into Phoenix on Sunday in Martinsville, you would have the option to come back Sunday night, unload your Martinsville car. They were going to have a shift of guys in the car shop to get the engines out of the Martinsville cars when they got back, pull the engines out of the Phoenix primaries that already had a previous sealed engine in them. So double engine pull. And then the engine shop shift was going to come in at 3 a.m. or 4 a.m., I can't remember, to change valve springs in those engines, get them re-dynoed on the engine dyno, come get them reinstalled in the cars Monday morning, and then we chassis dynoed the cars actually Monday afternoon. So we had all the stage set for this. I think probably, I don't know, Monday or Tuesday of that week, and we met about it again, I want to say it was Wednesday, leading up to Martinsville. And one of our car shop managers, Travis Gordon, he made a joke. He said, well, Cliff, I'll do this for you, but I need some hot dogs. Deal.
Bet.
Absolutely. So some of this is actually captured on film. After the race at Martinsville, I went up, I gave the guys a high five, gave Kyle a quick, awkward side hug, because he and I are really bad at that. And man, I took off right away because I knew they were going to be closing the concession stand. So it was Gluck or Bianchi, I can't remember, it may have been Bianchi. He's like, man, where's Cliff going? And he chased me. So I go all the way to the concession stand, roll up. Sure enough, they're closing down, but the window's like half open. So I slide that thing. I was like, hey, y'all got any hot dogs left? And the lady at the cash register, she's like, maybe, we're closing down. How many do you want? I was like, well, do you have 50? She was like, 50? And the lady in the back corner, she starts laughing. And I was like, I don't know. How many do you have left? Do you have 100? Do you have 200?
Oh, gosh.
And the lady in the back, she starts like perking up. And they didn't really know what was going on. It's like, all right, well, look, I've got a whole team of guys at the shop that's going to take that engine right there in my car is going to go to Phoenix this week. So I got to come back with a bunch of food for the guys. Give me all the hot dogs that you can. And they started laughing, like, all right, we'll do it, whatever. And I said, hey, can I pay for them? And they're like, no, don't worry, it's on us. Well, I reached in my wallet, I got $100 out, said, hey, here's $100, thank you. When you get them done, just box them up, take them over to the 5-hauler. So, we get done, we go through tech, and an old boy come walking over, got a big old box of hot dogs. He's got 100-something hot dogs in this thing. Hey, man, y'all get some hot dogs? Like, yep, throw them on the 5-hauler. We're taking them back to Charlotte. So I met the hauler back in Charlotte. The fellas are ripping motors out. We're handing out hot dogs. The coolest part is, I want to say, so that would have been Sunday night. Monday morning, I know for a fact a couple of those guys still ate the cold dogs for breakfast on Monday morning. And I'm pretty sure there were some mid-afternoon snacks of the same cold dogs, non-refrigerated, which was epic. I got all sorts of stories about gut aches and beyond, let's just say. So that was cool. And the other thing, too, now at this point, you have two teams of guys. You've got the car shop that's ripping motors out, and you've got the engine shop that's changing all the valve springs and redynoing the motors. And I realized I didn't have enough hot dogs to take to the engine shop. Well, they were the morning shift, so I'm like, we got to do something for the engine shop. So I go to some of our folks, and I'm like, hey, I think we need to get some donuts for the engine shop. They're like, okay, how many donuts you want? I'm like, I don't know, give me 10 boxes. I started thinking about our engine shop, and every time I walk through, there's so many people, I'm like, 10 boxes is not going to be enough. Give me 20. They're like, 20 boxes of donuts. Give me 20 boxes, have it there at 10 o'clock. Sure enough, go running up the hill Monday morning. We have 20 boxes of donuts. We go busting up in the back door of the engine shop in the middle of their normal weekly engine shop meeting. So the lights are dim. Scotty Maxim's got the slideshow up there. He's talking to everybody, telling them what's going to happen this week and all the things that are going on. Mm-hmm. And I come rolling in with 20 boxes of freaking donuts, interrupt the meeting. Scotty hands me the microphone. Hey, Cliff, anything you want to say? So, shoot from the hip, whatever. So we handed out 240 donuts, which Scotty said was 2.4 donuts per person. He was doing the math while we were there. Scotty
such an engineer thing.
You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
And that was really cool. And so from the car shop, the engine shop, everybody had so much fun ripping motors out, changing valve springs, doing all the things that we did. And the gut aches that ensued, man, that's just all part of it. It takes what it takes.
Well, there you have it. 3 books. I'm sure those 3 books are not going to be at the top of the bestsellers list on Amazon this week, knowing that that's what it takes to be a champion, and a diet of donuts and dogs, because that 5 team's got that dog in them.
Oh, yeah.
Donuts and dogs.
Cliff, congratulations again, buddy. Proud of you. And that whole 5 team, ladies and gentlemen, Cliff Daniels.
Great job.
Thanks, guys.
All right, well, we just heard from the 5 team's crew chief, but let's talk to the man himself, 2-time Cup Series champion, Mr. Kyle Larson. What's up, buddy? How's it feel?
How are you guys?
You're probably tired of talking about it. You're 2 days removed now, but has it sunk in?
Yeah, I think it's mostly sunk in. It definitely took a little bit, though. I mean, I think because of I wasn't really in contention to win the championship at any point until the very end. So, but yeah, I think getting through Sunday night and then finally doing a lot of interviews and stuff tomorrow, I think that's when it sinks in. So yeah, pretty unbelievable though still.
So he spoke with Cliff and he was talking about the books you guys read. Did you read them or did you chat GPT them? You can be honest. This is a safe
So
zone.
I'll be honest. I mean, he kind of gave us permission to chat GPT, but I read as much as I could until I ran out of time.
Well, I think it's super interesting because, like, I think about you and, like, you have immense talent and you're fast in everything you race, but, there was some setbacks this year, and I think, like, talking to him and talking to you even on the show, because you're so fast, most of the time you can make up for the car or whatever you do. When you can't, it seems like you do lose confidence. So, like, how important has it been this year to lean on that and to grow in that aspect?
Well, yeah, I think for me, I think I went as long as I've gone with a lack of confidence, which was probably, a couple months there, just because, both my racing was kind of struggling there for a little bit. So where that's not typical. Usually if my NASCAR stuff's down, I can go run a sprint car and win, and you still feel like, okay, you can do it, you know how to win and whatnot. But both both of my racings took a dip at the same exact time. So then I was just like, man, it's me. I suck. Like, how am I going to get out of this? So, but yeah, I just had to, continue kind of trusting my process and what I do and what I think makes me, the best kind of racer. And yeah, and I think too, Cliff and, his leadership skills and trying to instill those leadership skills in all of us, helped as well. So, just kept us motivated and kept us focused on each other and what our goals were. And ultimately, that's what we did to get the championship on Sunday.
So after listening to Cliff on how much just team building and trying to get everybody aligned through the summer, through the dog days, it stood out to me when it happened in the moment I was watching from the suite when you did burnout middle of backstretch, right? There's really not very many fans around, but you did it in front of your pit box. You can get out before you even went back to the start finish line, before you went to the fans, like you went to your guys, right? Your team that helped you do it. And now it kind of makes more sense that you guys were a complete unit that start to finish executed the year, won the championship.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why I wanted to, go there and celebrate with them first. It was all kind of reactive too. I mean, I didn't have a plan of what I'm going to do if I win, but as soon as the checkered flag came out and we were the champions, like all I wanted to do was just to get to my guys because it was such a team championship throughout, the whole year, but especially that race. So, that was extra special to go there and be on pit road. I was trying to find Cliff, and they said that he was on top of the pit box bawling his eyes out. So then I finally got to run over there and find him, and it was just a special moment that I won't forget. And I'm really proud of Cliff because he puts so much energy and effort into growing himself as a leader. And then he had some risky decisions to make this year with different employees and a pit crew swap. Like those are kind of high risk things when you feel like you have a championship team already. So I'm just proud that all his hard work and decision making is rewarded with this championship.
Yeah, I heard that he wasn't crying on top of the pit box. He was just working on Daytona. Was probably what he was doing up there. But you talk about that moving and shaking like within the team and all the stuff that you don't see behind the curtains. But the other thing that I was kind of looking at is like now you got 3 kids. It's different, and the kids are like Owen's older and Audrey's older. Like how is that with them, or that they finally they're starting to understand it and be more present?
Yeah, no, it's always special when your kids are there to celebrate big moments like that. My kids don't get to come really a whole lot anymore just because they're into their own activities and whatnot. But, a big weekend like that, I was just happy to have them there, whether, we won or lost. I think it was going to be a good experience for them to see, how I dealt with it, but yeah, to have them be down there on top of the car with me. And I don't think I'll ever forget Audrey. She I could tell that Owen was shocked. Like he got it. Like he understood how shocking of a win that was. I could see it in his face. And then Audrey, she ran down to me. She's like, "Dad, finally you won again." And I was like, "Well, kinda, not really. I still didn't win, but
I'll take it."
Yeah. So and then Cooper, he wasn't even born yet the last time we won the championship. So to have him there and his first ride in the race car around the track to go to victory lane was cool.
Hell of a mullet on that kid,
dude. Yeah, he's got a great mullet and it fits his personality perfectly.
So Audrey and Owen are both racing. Who's faster?
I would say Audrey's got more like natural ability than Owen. She's more competitive, like driven than he is. But recently, so I don't know if you guys remember when I went on your show, we talked about, how we were like laying into his ass about how, you got to start giving some effort and whatnot. Well, he has been giving some effort, and now he's winning. So he's doing a good job, and I'm super proud of him for like actually working at something and seeing the benefits of working hard. So now he's been on his iRacing all the time and watching videos of racetracks he's got coming up. So it's cool.
You got to tell him that he needs to be faster than Audrey because Tiff was faster than Cliff, so everybody just remembers that Cliff is Tiff's. Everybody that really knows, they just know that Cliff's Tiff's brother.
Yeah.
Is he still in there?
Cliff. You guys know Cliff. You can tell when he's like doesn't think something's very funny. Yeah, the times
That's him right now.
That's right now.
Cliff's ever been brought up in that sense, you can tell he doesn't laugh.
We were talking about earlier, we kind of got in our soapbox a little bit, but I wanted to hear your perspective on it, where obviously the hot topic buzzword is playoffs, one race. Like, there's a billion different combinations and not one of them is going to be right. From the time that the lift gates went down on Friday, it seemed like it was Denny's day, right? He was on the pole, led the most laps. Caution comes out with 3 to go. And he watches as the 5-car sails off into the sunset and wins the second championship, right? And then, if you zoom out again, okay, everybody's crying for a 36-race format, and you guys had the most points of everybody, so you don't want it anyways, right? But then there seems to be a little bit of, like, sympathy, a little bit of, like, credit where credit's due, because Denny's one of the best, 60 wins, no championship, but it seemed like it was day. Like, I heard you before they had the panel, right? And you said, yeah, like if he wins, I think everybody collectively would be like, yep, he deserves it because he is a freaking badass race car driver. Was there any sort of like empathy towards his situation afterwards?
No, absolutely. I definitely felt for Denny, and what that all happened there at the end, right? Like everybody witnessed it, and I got to witness it firsthand out of my windshield. Like, he put in a perfect performance, a perfect weekend, from how even backing up to Vegas, the drive that he did to put himself in position to make the championship 4 was an unreal performance that I got to witness out of my, rearview mirror and then my windshield. And it was just like a drive that I was like, damn, like that was special what I just saw. And then, Phoenix was going a lot of the same way. You could just see, his prep and hard work that he put in was paying off. And he was going to finally get the championship he deserved. And, then it just didn't work out. And, our team made the right call for our situation, and ultimately we became the champion. But I'm super happy and proud of us and our team and whatnot. But I'm 100% bummed for him too. So it's like it's been such a weird sort of emotion and feeling as a champion. Typically when you win something or win a race, like, you don't care about the other people's feelings. But this one, I recognize the impact of what those final few laps must have been like and done to him. And he's a friend, he's a competitor, but he's also a friend of mine, so you don't like to see your friends in any sort of pain. And I definitely feel for him, as well as all the race fans and competitors and mechanics and anybody in the sport's got to feel for what happened.
Well, wait till he plugs you in the fence again, then you won't feel so bad. I'll give you the last word on this, and I think you have a real high racing IQ and all the stuff that you do. Everybody talks about the format, right? And you have vested interest in high limits. What do you think the right format is?
Well, I don't think there's a right format. I don't think there's ever going to be a format that every single person can agree on. But I think what we can agree on is you need somewhat of a larger sample size. I don't know that number, if it's 36 or 10 or 4 or whatever the number is. But I do think if we're all looking for a more deserving or fair way to crown a champion, then it needs to be more than one race. So I think the one race has presented its great moments and all that. And I think we've had some great championships along the way. And I would say 90% of the time, the format, it doesn't matter. It's still gotten the champion right. So, we'll see what the next format is like, but it sounds like there's something coming. So I think regardless, it'll be a good or a better upgrade than what this might be for what our current race car and package provides. But I think the cream always rises. So it's that part is what it is.
And my man's also excited. No matter if it's 36 or 3 or 1, they're going to Homestead. So the Cup Series better beware again. But Kyle Larson, congrats. Thank you for coming on the show this year. It's been a blast. Great job you and the 5 team.
I appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, buddy. Have a good day. All right. Plenty of woes to get into this week. First up, what do we have here?
This became a story pretty quickly. So Saturday, after the Xfinity race, a couple of, look at Todd Barrier, Slugger, on Sunday they did this as well. And it was funny because they were down there.
Hang on a second. The matchmaker's calling.
Oh, okay, let's hear it.
Matchmaker.
Oh, what's up, dude?
Well, we're recording right now. It's actually perfect timing. Give us the rundown on what happened.
Okay, you just want me to call?
No, I want you to just talk right now. I'm just gonna put you in front of the mic. Don't worry, I'll get you. Okay. I'll get you your DAP points. Walk me through it.
I don't need the DAP points. We're right now. I'm hanging out with Chip and Dale and Minnie and Mickey in Hawaii, but yeah, the NASCAR, I think, planted the seed because their seats were across from each other. You know, Willie B and Sydney, like there was just the aisle between the two of them. And as the drivers' meeting went on, they introduced different people. And I said, look, Willie B and Sydney, that'd be big. And Logano actually looked over to me and he said, that'd be big for the entire sport. And I didn't really think of it that way, but he was right. So as the drivers' meeting ended, rolled by, and some people were talking to her, and I said, hey, look, you need to beat Willie B. She's like, who's Willie B? I'm like, he's in our championship 4. He's most eligible bachelor in NASCAR.
Right, good-looking fella.
Yeah, and she said, oh, really? I said, yeah. Where's he at? And I said, well, hold on, I'll go get him. And ran up the stairwell, grabbed Willie B. I think he was nervously trying to, like, play me off. One of his sponsors were right there and said, go meet her. And he was like, okay. And grabbed him, walked him down there. As we got closer, I think his face got more red. And host of bar was in the way. I said, hey, beat it. You don't want nothing to do with this guy. And then put Willie B up there. And they shook hands, and I don't know. I was hoping for more of like a hug or something, a longer conversation, give me your number. But he was very polite. You know, he just went for the handshake and nice to meet you, ma'am. And that was it. And then as we left, hold on, Ace, I see Dale. As we left, I shouted, you know, Taylor and Travis wouldn't have nothing on you two. That was pretty much it. That was the gist of the whole thing.
Power couple. Hey, well, you can only do what you can do, and I appreciate your service, AD.
No problem. And, well, maybe they'll meet each other this off season on an enchanted moment somewhere in the mountains or on a beach somewhere. Never know.
One can only hope.
Yep. All right, bud.
Hey, well, enjoy Hawaii. See you, buddy.
We will, buddy.
Yeah, man. Bye. There you have it. Right from the man himself, the matchmaker, Austin Dillon. What do we got to do to make that happen? I don't know. Happy he called back. Yeah. Yeah, we're going to be able to put that voiceover right on top of that video. Who had that video? Somebody had the video of him in the media center, the drivers meeting. You never know who's going to call in these days. Back to the pit box. Back to the chlorophyll.
Back to the pit box. So, yes, I looked over Sunday, and it was like Greg Irwin, Slugger Labby, Tom Peterson.
Okay.
And
I saw Bobby Labonte out there.
Bobby Labonte, Todd Barrier. I was like, damn, that's a lot of crew chief wins down there. And then Bobby Labonte. And they had like SD20. They were scrubbing the pit box. So everybody has gotten, and I think Toyota has learned, they have these little devices that they put on the pit box that measure grip. I think they're like something that OSHA uses to measure
I think they use
grip
them for
in facilities.
Top fuel too.
Yes, so that is where it came from because Toyota uses it for their top fuel program. And they started kind of getting a metric for that. So then they started looking at the pit boxes at Phoenix, and this is a product of just checking every box, crossing every T, dotting every I, being super hungry. So they know they're going to be in pit stall 1. I think it was their Xfinity car was in that pit stall as well, because people were pretty fired up that they did this after the garage closed.
Yeah.
And then they got track service involved. Like, people were frustrated with it. But
rightful gripe.
I have always been on the side of thinking that you spray over top of the existing rubber. You pick up the big chunks, but you spray over top of the existing rubber that's down, because it seals the concrete, and when you put this spray over top of it, it launches better. That's what we have always done. But obviously Gibbs had other plans, and they thought something different. The reason I think it was hard to launch out of that box was more so the asphalt, but they had a great day on pit road and they seemed to leave, so it must have worked. All you can do is what you think is best in your preparation. Your data shows you. But Higgy's showing picture of the 11 box and then the 24. The 24 just went out there. So immediately when the 11 did this, everybody started cleaning their box. But the 24 was like, no, they just went out there and sprayed the box and let it eat. And they was like, ooh, they're going to be dangerous. They're not giving in to any of this like hoopla at all. But it worked out for everybody. All of the I'm just looking at numbers here. All of the Final 4 had a pretty good day. The 5 lost a lug nut at one point. So they were a little bit further down the rankings, but the 24 was second on the day. The 11 was 4th. The 19 was like 7th on these numbers, and the 5 was like 11th or 12th. So they were all up there. They had decent days. I think the 5 lost a nut at some point. I think we have a video of that. I didn't see it, but the good news is he lost a lug nut, and they were doing a left side adjustment. So they were already going to kind of be waiting on the left side. These guys have been great since they came off the 7. These are your guys.
Yeah, Moss with the rear, Jafar in the front,
Stallings and Ludwig.
It was cool. It's cool those guys are champions.
I'm not positive on the number. I should know better. I actually saw somebody.
Oh, there's the lug nut bouncing around.
Dude, when those things take off, they go. But yeah, when he lost the nut, it was good at the time. Not that it's ever good, but it was the timing. See, Ludwig's going to reach up, get the adjustment, so he's going to be behind dropping the jack, and they did a good job to not just turn and drop it. That's why Ludwig has been in the sport a long time. He's really changed the game as far as jackman goes, with swinging it kind of around your back, how they do it. He was helping our jackman this week, because our jackman's gone to that drop. He was helping him out and kind of giving him some pointers in the hotel before he left. But Brandon Harding's the gas man. This is like his 6th championship. The gas man on the 5. He was with like 4 for Jimmy, or I don't know if it's a 6th or 5th, but anyway, he's like one. He's been with Jimmy.
He's like
and
that
then
guy.
He's been with Larson.
He's like that guy. Did you see that graphic of the guy that's won the last 6 World Series in a row? He just got traded to the team that wins.
That's
like
him.
Atlanta, Dodgers, back to it. Houston, back to the L.A.
Yeah,
that's that guy.
He's got to be the dog of the. He's got to be the dog of the week. He just wins. That's all he does. So if you are looking to win a championship, you might want to try to go get him.
Try to hire that guy.
Denny Hamlin had a flat at a perfect time.
I think we might have a tire going down. I mean, I'm left side of the car. Well, just said it's flat. Left rear flat. Just be ready on the left side.
So I can't tell you how impressive this is. So Joel comes over. He goes to the jack. He goes right under the little cutout, right under the 11 there. Hits that. They have the other jack over the wall.
Oh, wow.
Boom. Boom. Pull the tire. Austin, the front changer, is going to drop the first jack. Like, this is so well executed and well coached. Shout out to Brian Holland, their pit coach. Because these guys were ready, and they come and lead in the race, and they're going to lose. If they don't execute this right, they're going to lose 20 spots, right? And they stop the bleeding, maybe lose, 5 or 10.
That's wild.
Yeah, he did a good job. That's the difference between being good and great. And that's a dog move, dude. That's ties for dog of the week, winning 6 championships. It broke my heart at the end of the day to see Denny just walk over and kind of fall into his guys' arms, because yes, we think about Denny, but you think about all the guys that are on the ride with him, right? Like Cliff Daniels talked about all the people that helped him win the championship. You think about, just for example, a couple Hall of Fame crew chiefs out there scrubbing the pit box Saturday night, like late night, to just
that's what it means.
Those little details that all the people put in the work at the shop and all the little things that everybody's done to try to win, and to lose it like that is heartbreaking as well. So I feel for those guys. Did you see Ty Gibbs lost his steering wheel?
No.
I didn't.
He didn't lose it, but it was
What
so it's
happened?
moving. Watch his steering column.
Oh, it says he lost it. Oh
boy.
Oh, he about lost. Oh gosh.
Well, there's a yeah.
The shaft of the steering coming up the back.
Oh god,
There's
when you do that, you just push it down. He's just pulling it.
I mean, it's just moving up and back an inch. Like
It's not making it any better the more you mess with it, Ty. I promise. It's got a little, like a lock collar around it.
Yeah, if that comes loose,
Yeah.
it'll get sloppy.
Because
that makes it hard to drive.
You kind of weld all the bushings and the little bracket that NASCAR puts on there, so the thing doesn't come at you if you have a big frontal. It's got a stop that makes it come this way, but what stops it from going that way is a little lock collar. So obviously that lock collar came a little loose. You don't want that to happen. That's bad.
That was like Denny talking about his clutch. Chris Gale's like, just don't mess with it, dude. We don't know how many chances we got. Leave it be. Don't use it until we need it.
Last thing
and the only time you need the clutch is when you're launching out of the pit stall, right? That's it. Last one, Hocevar got spun on the last pit cycle. I didn't see this one. Oh, he didn't get spun all the way out. That is sketchy, bro. Oh. Wow, that could have been much worse. Here we got it from Josh Berry's. Yeah. That's the gift and the curse of taking two tires at the end when everybody's kind of doing different things. That is, that happens, man. It's brutal. But that's why we have pit road speed. And that's why when you speed on pit road, you get penalized because there's rules. And without rules,
go too fast.
It would be lawless.
Can't do that.
And anarchy.
We need rules.
Moving on.
Yeah, let's land this bird. We've got a lot of stuff for you guys to listen to today. We have a couple hashtag Penny for Thoughts questions to wrap the year here. What do we got?
First one. Natalie Kirby. Would you prefer to eat a hamburger or a hot dog after a race?
Well, funny story. I don't know if there's any pictures, but I got out of the truck race, and there was a taco food truck, like at the entrance of the truck garage. So I just walked with like my helmet and Hans in my hand and stood in line for the taco truck.
With your helmet and Hans on?
Not on. I was holding it in my hands.
You should have left it on.
People were like laughing at me. What's so funny? I'm hungry. So I stood in line, got plate of tacos, and went back to the truck and ate them. And so that doesn't answer your question. She asked hamburger or hot dog. I'm gonna go tacos. Tacos are the post-race delay, especially from a food truck in the truck. I'm legit.
I'm a hamburger.
You know what the best? You know what the best is a honey baked ham.
Soggy sandwich. Nope. That's what you get on that's a lot of times what you get on the plane rides home. That's why he says that. Drew Johnston 10. Which Cup driver will take the biggest leap forward next season? Man, I hope it's Ty Gibbs.
I've been a little bit critical of Ty. I think next year is a you know what or get off the pot type.
I think there's a couple you know what's. I think Austin Cindric is a big get off the pot, like either do it. Man, who else?
We look at Chase
Flores, right? Flores signing a new deal.
1 year deal.
1 year deal.
There, you could look at Chase Briscoe. He was the one that took obviously the biggest leap, going from the 14 mediocre team was folding up. He jumps in there and was a legit championship contender. There's nothing that's saying that Chase Briscoe can't take another leap and be even better. I mean, be a 4 or 5 race win a year guy. And if your teammates between the 19 and the 11 and the 20 are winning multiple races and you aren't making the playoffs, it doesn't matter who your grandpa is. There's somebody else that's going to be driving that thing in short order. So
this is a great time to talk about this.
What?
Let's do some season rankings, some season gradings.
I like a good progress report.
This is a final report card.
This is the final exam.
Yeah, so let's do
Did you graduate or did you not?
So let's go Ty Gibbs. All right, I'd say he didn't
D+.
fail, but he gets a D. I'd give him a flat D just because of what is
expected.
What his teammates did. right? So
Would they win 14 races this
Yeah.
year? I mean, more than 33% of the races were won by Gibbs car. Priest.
I would
A.
give him an A in the last 10 races.
Okay.
I'd give him a B for the first half of the year. That's
Overall.
probably Roush in general. Overall, I give him an A- because I don't see Ryan Priest, like, his career has been great, but I don't see him as a half-ass guy. Like, he's a contender, and he can be.
Yeah.
But just getting the right people around him and how he's going to do it. But those guys have been fast. They've run up front. They've done it quietly the last couple weeks. And I think that, if RFK can get what they want, Brad has been vocal, man. He went out and said that, the OEMs, he said it on Twitter this week. So we'll see.
SVG.
An A.
Straight A.
Straight A. Well, yeah, an A. Yeah.
I think that he exceeded his expectations for anything Justin Marks could have asked of him this year. Was it 4 wins, 3 wins? How many wins does SVG have?
5.
5 wins? Okay.
5 wins. Yeah.
I mean, that's an incredible season
yeah.
by any metric. And he's also, the last 10 races, to your point, has figured out ovals. So I'm gonna give SVG an A+.
Okay.
It's hard to do what he did this year. No oval experience. Coming in 5 races and figuring out ovals.
Kyle Busch. If you're grading on the field, I'd give Kyle Busch a C. If you're grading on who Kyle Busch has been, he's a D-.
Yeah, it's tough to watch. But he finished the year with a 4th, I believe.
Yeah, he finished up front a couple of the last races.
5th.
And Jim Pullman going over there next year seems to be a really good leader. So we'll see. We'll see how they can turn that.
The entire industry would be looking to see if that 8 car can make the leap in performance with Jim at the helm.
Josh Berry. C+.
Yeah, I'm gonna go C-.
He won a race, got in the playoffs, but didn't execute well in the playoffs. There was glimpses of greatness, but also some really tumultuous runs.
Yep.
So yeah, Tyler Reddick, probably a C as well.
I was gonna give last year he would have got an A, maybe an A+ last year.
Yeah.
He was one of the guys, a bona fide championship pick, and hardly even knew he was on the racetrack the last 8 races of the year.
A lot going on at home.
going on at home for sure. So
and the 2311 cars weren't quite as fast the last couple races as they were.
Yeah,
like they're kind of late summer. Bubba, next one, I'd give Bubba an A+ through the last stretch of the summer, and probably fell off to a B+ the last couple of races.
I think he ends the year with an overall A.
Yeah.
A-.
Yeah.
I mean, won a crown jewel race.
Yep.
Best
win
statistical
Indy.
season ever. First year crew chief in Charles DeNike. Shout out Charles.
Shout out.
And I think that he continue to creep and get better. McDowell, first year over at Spire in the 71. Him and Travis Peterson were on several poles. Obviously, they knew how to make that race car go fast. McDowell's a grinder, man. He just takes. He doesn't have the most speed at places where you got to. I mean, he's on the pole for a couple different intermediates when you keep the pedal down, but he just finds a way to manufacture a day. I think he finished 8th at Phoenix, had a really quiet day, just kept chipping his way forward. B.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go B. I mean, he was
he's
waving the
pretty
banner
quiet.
for Spire. Chris Buescher.
It's a B for
Minus.
him. B-, yeah, for what he should be able to do.
Yeah.
If you don't make the playoffs, it's a B-. Same Eric Jones, man. Eric Jones and John Hunter Nemechek, when you do them together, legacy had a couple glimpses of greatness, but they were pretty bad.
Been pretty bad. I would say that if Eric Jones was sitting here, he'd probably tell you it'd be a C-, D+.
Yeah.
Type report card.
How was your year? Give yourself a report card this year. Like, how was your year overall?
It was nice getting paid like a full-time Cup driver and having to work
Oh
like
my
one.
God, it always comes back to money with you.
I don't know. There's a saying that the athletes die twice. You die when your career's over, and you obviously die when your heart stops beating. But it took like 3 or 4 months to be like, yeah, I'm okay with being done.
Yeah, I felt like I went through that. This is a year change for me, getting pulled off the 12 there. But I think when you ask for the doors to be open and doors to be closed. When God closes the doors that you don't want closed, you got to listen, right?
Yeah.
So I think I look at a big picture, and I have spent this. So this was my last race with Penske, and I've spent the last 11 years of my life there. Like when I went there, wasn't married, didn't own a house, didn't have any kids, and I leave today, 38-year-old, 2 kids, wife, and just what I've been able to do there. 3 or 4 Xfinity championships, Cup championship, a lot of race wins, but more importantly, just made a lot of friends and a lot of great memories, and being able to have an impact on a lot of people's lives, and a lot of people that have had impacts on mine, and friends that I'll have forever. So I know that working at Penske for the last 11 years, obviously professionally it's been great, personally it's been great, but has grown so much as a man and been around great people that have helped shape me into the person that I want to be.
Do
so
we have a video here queued up?
Super thankful for the
Flores,
time.
Tire changer.
Yeah, we had. Oh man.
Oh, these guys, the Wood Brothers are just some of the best guys in the garage. And they're just real racers. They if it wasn't for them, us picture guys wouldn't be here. It'd be a totally different game, and they've totally changed the sport.
Ryan Blaney and the 12 will win.
2018
And you're right, Mark. Some of his crew members are bringing out a big American flag in Keselowski
That's the Coke 600.
Where was that at the Gong?
That was Richmond playoff race 2020.
Xfinity IndyCar.
Yeah.
Oh, big wreck.
Daytona 500.
The Cindric.
That was a big one.
Just sitting there. What are you eating right there?
I don't know. There's no telling.
Sandwich.
That's Daytona as well. Oh, All-Star race. All-Star race in Texas was good. This was one of my favorite races ever.
Oh, that was
we did all of our pit stops were within a half-second window. Coke 600.
Window that gate, not Texas race.
No, that was Coke 600. Oh, that Texas race.
What are you talking about? Stacking pennies this week. Talk it out.
Yeah, I Chris Bell's coming on, so maybe a little we can talk strategy with each other. I don't know.
Yeah, 2023 championship was awesome. I wish we would have got last year, 2024. Go back to back, but you get what you get, man.
One spot away this year too.
One spot away, Martin.
Oh man, where are the goggles at? Oh my God!
They didn't give us goggles when we won the championship. That was a special win too, Iowa. Won there a couple times with Ryan with the Xfinity car.
He gets around there good.
I think we might have won there in a truck with him too.
So what's your ideal year look like?
I think I have a couple options. There's my ideal situation is to put myself in the best position to be the best father I can be.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously make money to support them, but to put myself in position to win races and championships, whether that be in the Cup Series or the Xfinity Series, either or. And we have a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes with stacking pennies, with maybe stuff at the track, stuff we can do on Sundays if I wasn't pitting, some good opportunities. So exploring some of that, man, like almost 20 years of being a Cup road guy is a long time. I've never done anything different in my adult life.
I mean, that's burning the candle at both ends.
So seeing what that looks like, because you're not going to do it forever, man. I'm not going to pit till I'm 50. And like you talked about, when it turns off, I want it to be off. I don't want it to turn back on and turn off again. But I do, like that being said, I do feel like I can go still win a Cup championship tomorrow. And you don't, who was it that said this? Who's the quarterback? Maybe just got picked back up. He's like 40 years old. Flacco, he's like, you only get one shot in your life playing the NFL.
Yeah.
And I'm not cutting it short. So depending on what opportunities come, I'll measure them, and I'll be thankful for what has been, but I'm excited for the future as well.
Yeah, same. I don't even know if you asked originally back to this about a grade for the year. I don't know if I'd give it a grade, because it's just, there's so many different things, and it's just like closing of one chapter, opening another. And we got some really cool conversations going on about what we're going to do at the show. And I think for me, it's just surrounding myself with good people. I saw it with the Prime. I mean, the people love the Prime broadcast, with Carl and Danielle and everybody in the booth. that was just another realization to me. Your potential can be met and even raised if you're around good people. I didn't know what I'm doing for TV, but they listened to the podcast. They gave me notes to what to work on, and they turned the red light on, and you just let it rip, and you work on it, and you get better, and people love it if you have a good team around you. So no matter what it is, if I'm driving, if I'm doing this carbon shop, if I'm doing media, like my priority is going to surround myself with good people, because you don't ever reach what your potential is in life if you don't have exceptional people around you.
That's it. That's your network is your net worth, they say. Penny stackers?
No, I wanted to touch on this one more time.
You want to go back to questions?
Yeah.
Which one?
What's Corey doing testing an electric car? So we did some pit stop exhibitions out in the fan zone, but they let me rip yesterday at the big track.
How was it? But let me say this.
No.
You're an electric car hater.
I was. I was. I have softened up my stance. Now, do I flip 180 and be like, I've got a Tesla on order? No. But that car, for what that thing is and how high tech it is, like, it was a really, really cool car. 1,300 horsepower. I don't know what the 0 to 60 is, but it was like I was going to Star Trek warp speed, bro, because there's a launch button.
When you stand on the gas?
Yes. So there's a launch button, and they juice it up, right, 1,400 horsepower, whatever it is. And you hit the brake, you hold a green button, just like a Pro Stock, I'd imagine, and you can literally put the gas wide open, and you drop it, and it's like, bang.
Does it spin the tires at all?
You have to have, there's like a burnout
wow.
mode. There's
like
options. There's like all sorts of different options. There's front wheel drive, there's all wheel drive, there's burnout mode, there's launch mode. And we only ran, so the trucks ran like a 28 flat, maybe 28 20s, and we were on a 29-30, like not even a second slower than a truck.
Is it 4-wheel drive?
Yeah.
So what's it like when you get back on the, like, you lift, get in the corner, and then what's it like when you get back on the gas? Does it just pull you to the right, or?
It is loose. It's heavy and it's high, and doesn't make any downforce. It makes less downforce than the Cup cars. So I went into one, the first time at speed. I'm like, all right, I'll get this thing in there, and I realized I was going too fast, and I was like, whoa. And I could see how everybody that's driven this electric vehicle has wrecked it in some form or fashion.
Did you wreck it?
I did not.
Suck it, Twitter.
Yeah. So, but I chased it to like the third groove, like whoa, 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 and then just got a big run.
Is anybody spotting for you?
No.
They're like easy, 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 easy.
Well, you can't hear it.
Yeah.
Like, I'll post a video on social this week, but like, you can be sitting there at the end of the pit wall, and all of a sudden it's like, and then it's gone. Then we did some burnouts. That thing will roast the tires right off of it. So
really,
yeah, it was.
If
cool.
you hit the right button,
make sure you hit the right button.
That's cool. What is it?
It was a cool vehicle. So I think a couple things they're wanting to do. They're trying to potentially in the future. It doesn't seem like it took a lot of traction in IndyCar with the hybrid on the transaxle, because it adds a lot of weight. So the weight that they add to the car with the battery and the regen and the electric motor on the transaxle is worth the price it costs for the teams and what visually the racing product looks like. But I think they're developing some of that with that car. And then there was some things that Goodyear was working on with, they put these little panels on the inside where the tires go, and it's Bluetooth to the chips on the tires, and it reads air pressure and heat and all the stuff. So that was pretty neat. Wow. And I think they're going to introduce, I heard they're working on that stuff for potentially all the cars, so the broadcast can see
heat
when people are
take
two, air pressure, things like that.
Yeah.
So there's some tech that they're working on with that car, but overall that car, they said it's like close to $2 million if you add it up all the time and resources on that thing. So
hey, this thing's worth $2 million. Don't wreck.
Don't wreck it, man. Do some burnouts and mess around, but yeah, keep it out of the fence. All right, aye, Captain. So that was fun. What else we got here? Can we really make?
Can we really have parity with the way manufacturers put teams on different levels? If you listen to Brad Keselowski, no.
And so, I thought about that if you think back to earlier in the episode when Cliff Daniels is telling how prepared they were to swap motors. OEMs aside, how are you going to beat that?
Yeah.
Like, is any other team that prepared with that deep of a smart people to rip motors and put them in there and then have that thing on the chassis dyno by Monday afternoon, the day after the race, different motor? Like, that's what you're up against.
Yeah.
That's what these guys are up against. So good luck if you're going to try to beat Cliff, because he's never sleeping. And if he is sleeping, he's probably listening to audiobook on Art of War.
Well, that's the last one. That's one of the questions. One of the last ones, like, it's gone now, but it was like, here it is. How does one make a call like the 11 team did in the gravity of that moment? That's what they thought was right.
Yeah.
Like and it's tough. Like Chris Gale's in a no-win situation, because if you stay, everybody's going to peel.
Yeah.
And if you come and do 4, everybody's going to do 2. Now, he could have done 2 and gotten beat as been just as bad, right? Or he could have stayed out. Like you never know. So you just do whatever you can. We can't Monday morning quarterback. That's like Derek in 09. Did the playoff system fail Denny? No. Or a questionable pitch strategy? Like neither. Like he just got beat in a late race caution pitch strategy restart.
And bad luck.
Yeah. So that's
got a couple penny stackers. I got a lot of penny stackers this week. People reaching out, whether they were in the fan zone, say listen to the show, but 2 in particular. Hunter from Nevada and Garrett from Phoenix.
Nice.
Appreciate those guys. I heard of people driving from British Columbia, like 5,000 miles.
To go to Phoenix?
It's
great. It's a great place to visit, too.
The campgrounds were packed.
Yeah.
The energy was high. It was an awesome event. It was cool to take it in as a genuine fan of the sport, because I think it delivered. It was a great race. Shout out, Corey Heim gets 12 wins, set every single record that was to set this season. Him and
dogs.
Zip. Oh, my goodness. Jesse Love wins the driver championship, and Eric Amarola gets JGR Owners Championship.
Yep.
I'm sure they feel good about that.
Trackhouse, 2 Rookie of the Years. SVG, which did you see my man, the Apex Hunter guys?
Yeah.
They're like, look at, he's got
the oldest
no hair, and the hair he does have is gray. Brutal. And then Connor Zillich, obviously on lease to JRM. And then Giro claims Rookie of the Year for Tricon. So good for those guys. I want to rate the burnout one last time.
Let's do it. Before that, we were trying to have Rico Abreu, sprint car guy, high limits champion this year.
He was coming in. Somebody broke into his truck when he was trying to park his merch trailer. So he wasn't able to make it. We're trying to potentially get him in later in the week, so we'll see about maybe getting him in still. If you broke into his truck, you.
Yeah. If you're listening to that, don't listen to us anymore. You're not our kind of people.
Yeah.
You
probably don't like the format either.
Yeah.
He probably voted no.
Yeah, that's right. Jeff Gluck race every week for no reason.
Yeah.
One last burnout rating.
Here it is. Let's see it. Noses are up against the wall.
Second year.
Oh, God, he ripped the nose off that thing. Good. I love that for his guys, for everybody. You know, when we won the championship, we were back on the island back there, like pit stall 34, and Blaney's celebration was like done by the time we got up there. Yeah. It's just a long walk. It's like you're not in the middle of civilization anymore. He's hanging out of the car.
Oh, that's cool. I'm surprised the legs can reach it.
Oh, man, is that a short choke?
Yeah.
It sounded like the car was still running, but the 12 was doing burnouts in the background too, so maybe that's what that was. Oh, he's still going. Look at him, drifting.
I did about tank slap that EV right about here.
Whoa.
Coming at the start-finish line. Kind of did like the woo, and then it sat on the left rear. I'm like, oh,
no. Man, he's wheeling that thing. He gets a 10. I give him a 10.
10. That's the first 10 I've given all year.
Championship burnout, you get a 10. Good job.
And then here's something special.
When Owen come in first thing.
Look at the mullet, man.
Just blowing in the breeze. Love it.
Oh, you give him a kiss. Oh, there's all 3 of them in there. I love that. That's special, man.
I think, too, traveling like as much as they do, sprint car races, cup races, that inherently just makes your family closer. Like, I love the proximity. I love traveling with my little guys. They just are closer and you know, they have to work through not sharing. They have to work through all the things that annoy them. And ultimately, after a trip, you're like, hey, man, you're pretty cool.
Dude, that's something. That's why I do have like the short track stuff. That's the best thing is to just load them all in the truck and figure it out.
Yeah, that's right.
Love it. And you figured it out with us all year. Appreciate you guys hanging out.
I don't think this is the end, but we're getting dang close to it. I don't know. We might pop in. We might do. I'm sure we'll do a crap. I'm just teasing them.
Everybody was tweeting last week that there was no show. Like Jimmy Live was like, I thought the podcast was canceled. I said, Cora just says shit sometimes.
Might be canceled. You never know. Or we might come back for like a Christmas episode. Who knows? Or we might have Rico on later in the week. You never know. We're going to pop up. But appreciate you tuning in to us each and every week, whether you're on Sirius or Spotify or Apple or Tubi. It's been a blast. Or YouTube. So appreciate you guys so much.
Be at Caraway this weekend racing modifieds if you want to come out there. There's the World Finals here.
North-South Shootout.
North-South Shootout at Caraway, World Finals at Charlotte. There's even there's a big race at Nashville Fairgrounds as well.
The All-American?
The All-American 400. So a lot of racing this weekend. Come see us if you're at Caraway. Bring us a penny. Don't need it.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening. Keep stacking pennies. Every day gets you ultimately where you want to go. Corey LaJoie here alongside Ryan Flores. That's a wrap. Kyle Larson and that 5 team are your 2025 NASCAR Cup Series champions. We'll be back. Next year we'll run it back. Stacking pennies in 26. Y'all have a great off season. Talk to you soon. Goodbye. Hey, buddy.
Hey, stud. I need one of these. You got more of these?
Yeah.
I need one of these for the gym.
What's up, dude?
How was school? What's up, dude?
Oh,
for the love of God.
How was school? Huh? What'd you learn?
Can I get you a knuckles too?
Huh?
Can I get you a knuckles? Okay.
I'm not doing that.
Don't hurt the money makers.
Yeah, I saw that.
What'd you learn?
What the hell is
this? Were you a good sharer?
Yeah.
Took me to play with.
Let me alone.
Leave you alone?
Yeah.